The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to Talk Live Paranormal tonight. We are being broadcasted out of Boston, Massachusetts on Armed Radio. My name is Shannon.
And I'm Bill.
And I'm Don, and I'm just here to ask some questions. I'm interested in the paranormal.
Tonight we're going to talk about a lot of different things that we consider paranormal. Want to start off. I can't talk. Damn. Talk about what is paranormal. It's everything from ghosts to extraterrestrial life to unidentified flying objects, Bigfoot, psychic abilities, extrasensory perception, spiritual, cryptids, cold spots going along, paranormal investigations, you name it. That's what we're
all the above.
All the above. It's the unexplained, the unexplainable of the unexplained science. It's the whole, what is it, why is it, and why can't we explain it? That's what we're going to talk about tonight.
That's awesome, man. That sounds great, Bill.
Thanks.
What do we want to start off with?
Well, let's start off with the one that we don't talk about hardly at all. Let's talk about Bigfoot.
Oh, I love that subject.
Okay.
Let's just jump right into it. Shannon, who is Bigfoot? You've been studying it.
I haven't studied shit.
Okay, well, then I won't push towards you.
But the only thing I know about Bigfoot is the movie Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh, my God.
There's better movies than that one. There's better ones.
But I haven't seen any other movies other than that.
All right. Have you seen the Patterson-Gimlin film? That was taken back in, I think, the 70s. It might have been the late 60s. But, Bill, have you heard of the Patterson-Gimlin film?
Heard of it, never seen it.
Okay, well, I guess it was the first recorded on the I think it was an 8mm, one of them old cameras. They were riding horseback. I even forget what state it was in, but that was the first actual filmed sighting of Bigfoot, you guys. And I'm telling you, there's been hundreds of thousands, maybe thousands and thousands of sightings. Sure, some of them are probably fake. A lot of them are probably fake, but can they all be fake, Bill and Shannon? Can they all be fake?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know either.
Lately, how many look at all the sightings that have been happening in the United States. I mean, we just keep it here there's been so many here in the state of Iowa over the last 9 months. There's been how many in West Virginia, Ohio, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri. There's my father-in-law out in Oregon. Swears to God, it's up there in the mountains where he lives.
It's just not out west anymore. It's here at home, Bill. It's everywhere.
He remembers seeing him when him and my two brother-in-laws, they were up cutting wood, if I remember the story correctly, and saw one in the mountains in Oregon, and that was in the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s when they did that. It's there. Something's there.
I think there's something to it, Bill. Even the Indians, before we even came to this country, were talking about this creature. They called it, I think, Sasquatch. Remember?
Yeah. So, I mean, what is it that's there? Why can't we find it? And can someone please take a damn picture of one that you can see without all being all blurry? With all the damn technology in the world today, we got to get a clear picture.
Well, you would
all
think with the cams too.
There.
What are those cams? Those game cams they hang up in the trees? I mean, I
trail
know
cameras.
Trail cams, yes. I know nobody's got any good footage, but come on, you guys. I really think something is out there. I mean, look at the lowland gorilla, Bill. I don't know if you've ever studied about the lowland gorillas. I don't think they were even discovered until the early 1900s, Bill.
There's so much of this world we don't know about. I mean, there's so much everywhere. Everybody's like, well, we've been everywhere. No, we haven't.
Oh, deep oceans.
We know we haven't explored a lot of the ocean.
Well, let's just not even use the oceans. There's parts of the oceans where you look at and go, we're never going to get down there. But if we look at some of the areas in there's got to be just the United States. Some of the mountain ranges where they say, yeah, people have been up there. Well, have they come back? Well, no. Why haven't they come back? What got them? Was it what is going on there?
There's been places in the United States I guarantee you no man has ever stepped foot in. I'm talking even like in Ohio, Kentucky. I mean, there's land out there, Bill. Nobody's been on in these places. I mean, these things, if they were intelligent and they wanted to hide from man, they could bury their bodies, Bill. I mean, sure, they could be smart and evade human beings. Maybe they don't want to be seen.
I mean, and then jumps right into the whole extraterrestrial portion of it. Why? I have so many people going, there's no such thing as UFOs. There's no such thing as people from outer space. Well, prove it. How do you know? Well, they've proven that the universe is freaking huge, and huge is the wrong word for it. But oh my God, there's so much out there. We can't be the only ones. There's no possible way we're the only ones. And are we the first ones to go to outer space? I don't think so.
I don't either.
There's got to be something else out there.
I agree, Bill.
Now, can I explain it? No. I mean, if anybody who's listening that says, "Well, prove it," I can't.
Bill,
but you just look at everything. It's huge. What's up, Donald?
You was telling me a story before the show that you was talking to a preacher or somebody, and tell us that story you was telling me a minute ago. Analogy you used. I like that.
Which one was it? What was the analogy I used? Do you remember?
Oh, shoot. He was telling you something, and I don't know what
you were talking to a preacher?
It was a wedding or something you went to, and
I talked to a lot of preachers. I mean, I've read Bibles. I've read the New Testament. I've read the Old Testament. I've read testaments I don't think are new or old at all. I've read part of the Quran. I looked at everything and everything.
Oh, I remember what you said, Bill. You was talking about Jesus dying for us, and he absorbed our sins. Remember?
Oh yeah, so I went out. Shannon, I went out to my father-in-law's place when I first met him, and my father-in-law's sitting there, and his pastor came over, and we were talking, and we were all having a good time, and he just blatantly straight up, he goes, "What do you believe?" I said, I'm not quite sure exactly how to explain what I believe, but I look at it as if Jesus died for all of our sins. If he died and he absolved everyone of all their sins, how can there be a hell? That means there can't be. There can't be a place where all the evil bad people go, because right now you just said he died for our sins, and so that means everybody goes to heaven. And like Donald said, if you got somebody like Charles Manson in heaven, I'll stay here.
Right.
Well, that's what the preachers tell you. I mean, all you got to do is ask for forgiveness. Well, Jeffrey Dahmer, do you want to be sitting next to Jeffrey Dahmer in heaven? I mean, I've never killed nobody, Bill, and I don't intend on doing it. And like they did. But if somebody like Jeffrey Dahmer or John Wayne Gacy could get into heaven, would you really want to be there with them? I mean, come on.
I'm sure there are people way worse than them that didn't get caught and died of old age that are supposedly in heaven.
and how? Here's my question: how do you have to ask for forgiveness? Just quietly in your heart, in your head, or out loud? Why would you have to ask it out loud? If God is truly a God, then He's going to hear you when you ask for that forgiveness.
In your head, you mean? In your thoughts?
Even in your thoughts, or even, I mean, how do we know Jeffrey Dahmer didn't ask for forgiveness right before they put him, he passed away of the damages that were done to him? How do we know?
Well, I mean, I don't want anybody to think I'm an atheist or not. I mean, I do believe in God, Bill. I really do believe. I haven't been to church much. I haven't read the Bible, Bill. But there is a good and bad, like you said, Bill. You think there's good in everybody.
There is good. Go ahead.
You don't have to go to church to believe in God.
Oh, heck no. I mean, I think there's good in everyone. It's just part of it is, number one, how we're raised when we're younger, how we see the picture. I know, and I've said it before, I know that like my family is very racist. And that's how they tried to raise. But I actually got lucky enough that when I went into the Army, I got to see other parts of the world and other parts of other people and realize there is good in everyone. It's just when it comes out and if it ever comes out. But when I go home now, I have a tattoo on my forearm that says, "If you could judge a wise man," and I'm going to put a challenge to you two to tell me what song this is. And what it's from. It says, if you could judge a wise man by the color of his skin, then mister, you're a better man than I. Now that's a song.
I wouldn't know that one. I don't know.
Did you say you wouldn't know that one?
No, I don't know what song that is, no.
Say it again, Bill.
If you can judge a wise man by the color of his skin, then mister, you're a better man than I.
I don't know
Why does
what
that
song
sound like
it
a
is.
country song?
It's not.
It's not a country song?
Nope, it's not.
Is it rock?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know, Bill. You got me on that one, brother. But
it's Aerosmith, "Living on the Edge."
Oh, I've heard that one, yeah, but I don't remember that verse. I'm sorry.
So there's actually, honestly, there's two reasons I put it on my arm. It's something I've come to believe in because of going all over the place, and it pisses my dad off every time he has to read it.
Well, that's a good reason, Bill. But you guys do this paranormal show every week. You've been doing it. What's this? Your fifth, sixth show. Now, me and Shannon, we was actually talking to a preacher once, and he said there's no such thing as ghosts, but there was demons. Now, listen, Bill. Me and you was even talking about this earlier. The resurrection of Jesus Christ, wasn't that a spirit? That was a spirit. That would be considered paranormal. Am I correct?
I'm pretty sure that if we had a chance to, be around back then, that would have to be pretty damn paranormal. Hey, somebody came back from the dead. Sorry, that's not normal. Again,
sure, they didn't have K2 meters back in them days and infrared lenses and all that stuff. But if you've seen a ghost of a man that has been dead, yes, that's paranormal.
It was sure
depends
the hell
on
ain't
how
normal.
far back you want to go, Donald.
Well,
with the K2 meters.
Well, I don't know when the K2 meters
because back
came out.
in the day, it was like some big bulky piece of equipment, and not really
could have been a piece of rock. I don't know.
A piece of rock.
Two rocks vibrated together and
if
gave me a
that rock
feeling.
flies across the room, there is an electromagnetic field in here.
Well, Shannon, I was listening to a song earlier today with my Wi-Fi speaker, and I was watching this thing move around the table because of the vibrations. And I thought, well, I'm going to film that without sound. And I'm saying, hey, look, everybody, my speaker's moving. But Shannon, Bill, you guys would have probably figured that one out, wouldn't you?
Well, it depends.
I still don't understand what you just said.
Well, I laid my Wi-Fi speaker down. You know the one I got.
Okay,
it's a round one. I laid it on the table, and I was listening to a song today, and the vibrations from that speaker, this thing was moving all over the table.
Oh,
it even fell off the table. Yes. And it looked... I thought for a minute, I said, whoa, something's moving that speaker, and I thought, well, it's the vibrations. That's what was moving it, the
you
vibrations.
Must have been really jamming, though,
I was going to say,
what were you the table.
What were you listening to, Tupac or what?
I was watching that video that Dave sent me the other day about that revolutionary guy. It was just talking, but it was vibrating, and the speaker was moving, and it kind of freaked me out when I looked over and it was moving around the table.
His speaker is kind of loud.
Is it?
Yeah.
So, let's get back to the paranormal, you guys. You guys do this show every week, paranormal, and you apparently you guys have been to a lot of sites. You guys want to go to this place called the Sally House. Am I correct? The Sally House?
That's just Bill.
Bill wants to go.
That's all Bill.
Bill has been ever since our last couple shows, Bill has been very, I've been digging in and thinking really hard about the Sally House. After reading things about it and talking, and granted, everybody says don't go there and provoke, but I open my big old mouth and I'm provoking. It doesn't matter thanks, Shannon. Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Love you, buddy.
But it really actually is kind of sort of bothering me a little bit about, my heart's telling me maybe we shouldn't go. Maybe we just shouldn't go. My head's telling me,
provoke them.
My head's telling me, get your ass out there, go do it. Because if something doesn't happen, if I don't go and something does happen, then I'm not going to be there to see it. If I go and nothing happens, then nothing happens. But if I go there and something big happens, I'm going to experience it, and it's just going to, maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll open my eyes up to more, or maybe it'll shut my eyes down for a little while. I don't know. It doesn't.
Like I was telling you before we started, when I talked to Keith earlier.
Keith who, Shannon?
I talked to a guy earlier, his name is Keith Fournier, and he is one of the original TAPS members from Ghost Hunters. Like the first couple seasons, and I was talking to him earlier, and he told me that an 8-man paranormal team went into the Sally House. And the woman, I guess she's real big on provoking, and she was provoking, and she wanted a sign, basically, see that there was something negative there, and he said that the whole team around her got like deathly ill. Like they all ran out of the house at the same time. They were all in the front yard, huddled up, puking, and all went to the ER.
Wow.
Yeah. So now, yes. Now,
can EMF, I guess it's EMF, or what is that stuff that can make you sick? They talk about it all the time.
Well, now EMF can actually make you sick. So there's a lot of studies that are going on in a lot of homes right now where they're wondering, kids are getting sick. They're getting sicker and sicker. Okay, look at how much electricity is being used in houses now and around people, and video games, TVs, electronics, power lines going everywhere. We are actually, the group that I'm with the Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, we're actually working with a couple, and we're going to go back there to see them because we have to, because something else is still going on. There's a couple there that is having, there's so many things going on, but we found out that right through their yard runs this part of the city's main grid of electricity right next to the side of their house. Now, is that what's causing it? Is that what's making people sick? You have people that live close to power lines that just are constantly, I don't feel good. I'm sick all the time, or something's not right. Electricity is man-made, but it's not man-made.
It has a lot to do with how close you sit to your electronics too. Like, how close are you to your TV when you watch TV?
Well, and then you get the new TVs out there saying, "Oh, it's protected. Don't worry."
Yeah.
Watch TV. I'm sorry.
They all still give off EMF.
And here's the funny part. I can hook a multimeter up to me, tape it to my two legs, and every time I take a step, I'm putting off EMF. I'm putting off every one of us, our bodies is putting off a small amount of electromagnetic force.
You were right, Bill. We cannot create energy. Energy has always been, and you can't create it, and you can never kill it. I mean, it's always been, and it always will be.
And so what happens to our energy when we die?
That's the question. That's the $1 million question. It becomes
an orb.
It becomes an orb. It becomes residual energy. It becomes. All
right, you just said the word, Bill. I got to ask you and Shannon a question. Now, you just said the word.
All right.
Residual.
I want to know. Now, I was watching Taps the other day, the Ghost Hunters, some old episodes, and they were talking about a residual haunting and I think it was a smart haunting. Is that
intelligent?
Intelligent. Now, on this show tonight, can you guys explain to everybody the difference between a residual and an intelligent haunting?
It's kind of simple. A residual haunting, the easiest way to say it is, it's something that's the haunting doesn't know what it's doing. It does it over and over, the same thing over and over again. People will see somebody walk across a room and they don't interact with them. That's just a residual. It's just there. It's like a loop like
recorder
playing over and over and over again. An intelligent haunting is one that actually you can almost interact with. It'll it'll move things. It'll hurt people. It's there. And a lot of times when we work with small children, they'll be talking about things that, I saw somebody walk across a room. Well, where'd they walk? Well, they walk right through there every night. Do they talk to you? No, they just walk through. Do you try to talk to them?
So that's residual.
That's going to be a residual. But the one we're dealing with now is this little boy is having full conversations, and he's becoming more and more aggressive with the conversations, and more aggressive afterwards. Or when you start to talk to him about it, it's his parents start talking to him, and they get to that point of what did he say? You don't need to know. He talks about you, or he gets this, for lack of better terms, this evil demonic look in his eye, and he just isn't the same kid. That is not a residual. That's an intelligent haunting that's talking to him. That's asking him questions, and he's answering in the real world, or what we consider the real world. He's talking to them.
Right.
And as ghost hunters, that's kind of, I love the residual one, because the residual one is it's something that, okay, we got it, we can see it now. Can we get it again? Can we get it again? And when you do, and you get that to happen, and Shannon, I got to tell you what happened this weekend. Well, oh my God, it is there, and you just see it. But I really love when we get the ones that'll give me somebody's name in the room, and it tells you, or it starts talking about something. You left this in the other room. That's to me, oh my God, that's the one where you go, okay, time to take a smoke break.
Well, you two being ghost hunters, when you ghost hunt, I mean, do you get as excited when you see a residual haunting as you do a intelligent? I mean, or is it the same experience for you guys?
If we physically see a residual haunting, I'm content with it. I don't care if it just crossed the hallway.
Oh yeah,
I still get excited.
So, because it doesn't always happen, and sometimes that the people talk about and what the way they describe it, there's a residual haunting right there, that they see all the time, and you're like, okay, when? Well, it happens really all the time right here, and you start watching it, it never happens, and you don't get it, and you want to get it. And
so you consider that good evidence too? A residual is just as good as evidence as an intelligent haunting, correct?
If you can physically see it, yes.
Oh yeah.
All right, you guys. I don't know if you guys mind if I change the topic. It's not my show, but I would like to talk about Zach Bagans. To me, I like Zach Bagans. He just came out with a new movie. It's called Demon House. It took him a long time to make this movie, and I'm not going to tell Bill what the movie because he hasn't watched it yet. But I like Zach Bagans, and I think he's kind of like the Elvis of ghost hunting. Myself, I know a lot of people out there don't like him. A lot of people do. What is your guys' thought on Zach Bagans?
Shannon?
I think he's more of the Elvis in the paranormal world on TV. I've been to quite a few of the places that he's been to, and for anybody that ever watches Ghost Adventures, they will see that every place that he goes he says it's demonic. Now, I've been to Bobby Mackey's, and I've investigated till 4:00 in the morning and could fall asleep in that place very easy. To me, there's nothing negative there. Ashmore Estates in Illinois, same thing. I mean, I've taken my 15-year-old daughter there. If I felt it was demonic or something harmful there, I would have never put her in that position. So I don't know what to think about Zach. I think most of what he does is for TV.
Bill, how do you feel about Zach?
I'm kind of mixed because I know where this conversation is going to start heading towards, but kind of mixed on Zach.
At the house.
Yep, I'm mixed on Zach. He did Edinburgh Manor, which we do once a month here in Iowa, which is up by Anamosa, Iowa, for anybody who's listening. And it is an old insane asylum. I almost said insane asylum. Wow, English not my first language.
You're having a hard time tonight, buddy.
That's me, man. I'd say insane too instead of insane. That's me.
So, and if you watch it, and I ask everyone, download it and watch it on YouTube, and then come and talk to me about it, because some of the stuff he got there, I've been able to use some of the same spot. I've stood in the same spots that he's done it, and I can almost get the same responses he got. But it's the way he presented the whole thing, and the way he talked about people in the town, and the way, to me,
like he had a heart. Is that where you're going with that?
No, there was no heart.
Oh,
it was very demeaning.
Well, what about the house?
So he was like downgrading townsfolk then to try and get a reaction.
Yeah,
kind of. Okay.
Here we go. The house,
the Gary Indiana house,
the demon house. So
yes,
I look. This is my views. This is my philosophy on it. I don't know anybody else. Anybody else can have theirs. That house. This is the way I feel. He bought that house. He got that house. He had the opportunity to make money off that by taking people through and allowing people to go through there, but he tore it down. Now the big question is, why did he tear it down? Why didn't somebody like Zach say, I'm going to make some money off this thing and we're going to move on with life? Well, to me, and this is my thought, he had to have known something about that house. There had to be something that he felt on that house was evil enough or so dangerous that
someone could actually get hurt.
Yes, or someone's going to get really hurt. That in my view, I think he just went, there's no way I can let people go through this house. It's the best thing in the world is to tear it down and get rid of it. Now, Donald, like you said, he did take a bunch of the relics out of the house, and he has them in his area where they're protected, and he cleanses them and keeps them contained and controlled.
Kind of like Zaphis does. That I forget his name. The older guy.
John Zaphis.
Yeah.
John Zaphis. Yes.
But did he do this to? I've heard stories where
people.
Well, and I've heard people talk about he only did it because he could say that I was the last one in there, and here's all this stuff, and you can only see it to come see me, and I own the house, and I got rid of it. Now, I don't believe he did that way. Like I said, I believe that there was something else there that he said in his heart, he went, this thing's just too damn evil. There's no way I can put people in this and mentally feel right about making money off of it and putting people in that situation, in that scenario. So that's why he got rid of the house.
Wait till you watch. You may like the movie, Bill. I can't really say that I liked it that much. Like I said, I'm not going to ruin it for you. But I know Shannon, she's against provoking. And Zach does a lot of provoking. Zach does provoke.
And a lot of, like Shannon said, a lot of that's for TV. So, you provoke the hell out of it because people want to see that. People sitting at home in the comfort of their own home, sitting on a couch, want to watch that and want to have that fear factor of, okay, I'm going to watch this and get the crap scared out of me, but I'm not going to go there and do it.
You'd be surprised how many guests to our Ghost Hunts USA events that are dissatisfied with an EVP. They want to get scratched. They want to get shoved.
Yes.
Well, I mean, what they do on their free time, we tell them we don't vote, but we can't, I mean, a lot of places won't let you bring a Ouija board, stuff like that, but when they go on free roam, if they want to provoke a little bit, they all signed a waiver,
And, some places tell you not to provoke, though?
Some places do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some places will actually go with us, and when they watch, they're like, hey, you're pushing it. I'll throw you out. You're not going to provoke.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, I think they should if you're paying Bill to hunt through this place, they should let you do whatever you want. Or are they scared that you're going to fester something up?
They can't let you do whatever you want because, say for instance, with Daryl that lives at Post Town, do you want to have people come into your home and investigate and provoke the shit out of something that's living there?
Well, he lives there, but
I know that, but I mean, there are other places where the owners actually live there in the location.
Well, what about that place, Waverly? Does anybody live in Waverly?
No.
Now, what's wrong with provoking there? As long as nobody's living there. Now, look, okay, I can give that to Daryl. He lives there. But what about these places where nobody lives? What's wrong letting the people who want to provoke, let them provoke?
These people that own it and the people that come in and still take care of the building still have to walk that building by themselves and everything else. It's for the protection of their volunteers and whatnot and the people that own it. It's not just
I gotcha. I
them being a-holes, saying you can't provoke here.
And then we've got a place that's coming up. If anybody's listening, go to Ghost Hunts USA, look it up. It's called the Farrar School here in Iowa. We met with the owners to kind of do a walkthrough, and they won't even go up on some of the floors in the school. And they live there. They live in the school, and they told us, yeah, there's upstairs. Are you going to take us up there? Nope, we don't go up there. Well, why not? Because there's stuff up there. We don't go up there. It's like, okay.
I couldn't live somewhere, Bill. I couldn't live somewhere that I was scared of. I couldn't go certain places where I live. I wouldn't live in a place like that, man.
Well, and that I guess. And see, like when we go to Edinburgh, and we also go down to the Missouri State Pen. It's the worst part is I feel more comfortable in some of those places than I do in the building that I work at on my regular job.
Bill, Shannon, if you guys like where you live now, just say you woke up every night, something was standing over you every night. Your blankets were picking up and all this. Wouldn't you move or would you stay there?
I'm going to be kicking that motherfucker and getting my blanket back.
So you would stay?
Yeah, I'd probably stay here. It ain't hurting me. It's just taking my blankets.
Well, we know we know that in the house that I'm in right now, our house was built in the early 1900s, and they used to run bootleg guns and whiskey through this house. There used to be a lot of things that happened here, and there's been a lot of people that have died in this house. When my wife and I first moved in, it wasn't that it felt weird. It was just every now and then you'd be laying in bed and hear a conversation going on out in the hallway. And we just politely started asking them, hey, we're going to sleep. Can you knock it off? And they'd stop.
You'd tell the ghost to be quiet.
Heck yeah.
Go in the other room.
Go downstairs and talk. I'm in bed. I got to work tomorrow. Come on.
Wow.
You don't have to work tomorrow. I do.
But you're a ghost hunter. I mean, it seemed like somebody like you or Shannon would be running out there trying to get it on tape or something, you know?
Hell no. If I'm tired, I'm not going to jump up and grab a recorder and be like, why are you here?
So we actually set up motion detectors and stuff in our house before, and we set up, when we got our first infrared system, we set it up throughout our house just to kind of see how it was going to actually work. Because me being the technical guy, if I don't know how to work it, I'm going to throw it against the wall and it's never going to work again.
Like something I would do.
And we got sounds and everything, and we didn't catch anything moving, we didn't catch anything walking around, but the sounds we got, and you could hear the voices talking on the recorders, and we just kind of went, okay, they're here. We've accepted they're here. They don't really bother us. We've made some changes to the house that I'm possibly sure they're not happy with, but structurally we had no choice. But they don't. I think ours here. I don't think they're a residual. I think it's an intelligent here in our house. I just think that they're okay with us and we're cool with them. So I'm not going to provoke here in my own home.
I can understand. I understand that, Bill.
Yeah, that's one thing I won't do here. I have a wife that I provoke enough. I don't need to provoke other people too.
Well, I don't know if I've asked you guys, Bill, Shannon. I mean, like I said, you both go ghost hunting. You like to ghost hunt. So so far, everything you guys have seen in your adventures throughout your ghost hunting career. So can you tell me a yes or no? Is there life after death? What do you think?
That's
yes.
There's got to be. I mean, there has to be. There has to be something after death.
I don't know if I put you on the spot by asking that, but I had to ask.
It might not be much of a life, and they might be stuck after death.
like Donald, like you and I were talking. I think we're practicing. We're practicing for something else.
Something bigger.
Yeah, something bigger, and we're all learning every day. Everybody, we go through trials and tribulation in our life every day, and we're all learning. And I think it's meant to be that way, so we figure out what's right and what's wrong, and maybe later on or after we die that we have to, I don't know, maybe we have to prove it, or maybe it is like that comedian said, I'm going to be standing there and God's going to start running through things and I'm going to look at it and go, hey, watch this one, because this one I messed up on bad.
Well, another question I got for you guys. I hope you guys don't think this is a stupid question, but I mean, we've had millions and billions of people on this planet over a lifetime. Why is it you guys think that only certain people or spirits come back to haunt? Why isn't everybody coming back? Is there a reason why certain ones stick around and don't go on into the light or whatever? Like you've heard, they go into the light. Why is it only certain ones that
think about elderly people who have lived a full life, and went out basically as old as natural causes and whatnot. Their business was probably finished. You know what I mean? And compared to a younger person that passed away in a car accident that still had so much they wanted to do. You know what I mean?
Unfinished business.
Yes.
They didn't go through everything they needed to go through. So they're still here trying to go through things. How long are they going to be here? Who knows?
Yeah.
Or you hear the stories of women walking around still looking for their children. Okay. What happened? What happened to their children?
Or children looking for their parents.
Yeah, it's still unfinished. They've got something they've still got to accomplish, or I guess the way I think of it is they've still got something to learn.
I
before
hope
they
we get
can
a
move on.
choice. I hope we get a choice when we die. I would like to come back. Honestly, I would like to bug the crap out of my wife. I would love to come back.
I'm
I
coming
hope
back.
we get a choice.
I'm so coming back.
I don't know. I don't know how it works. You guys are better in the field. I don't know. Is it a choice, or like Bill says, is it unfinished business?
You might not. We might not have a choice. We might have unfinished business, but after we pass away, there's no saying that we're going to get to come back.
I want to come back, though.
What do you want to come back as?
I just want to come back as a ghost that would be able to bug people. I want to get on people's nerves and scare people. I mean, I would just like to see people's faces, scare them.
If you could come back as an animal.
Oh.
I'm just going to change the topic.
Wow.
An animal.
If you could come back to life, but as an animal. What animal would you want to be?
I think me and Jimmy and all of us talked about this on a show one night. I think, Shannon, I know flies don't have a long life, but I think I'd come back as a fly because you could get into places and hear what's going on, like in, behind these closed doors and like politics, or say where they're, for nasty people, if you was a nasty guy, you could go in where they're filming porn or whatever like that. I mean, I would come back as a fly, I think. If you could keep coming back, I guess you're talking about reincarnation now.
Mine's a simple one. I've thought about this long and hard.
Mouse?
What would you be, Bill?
No,
A mouse?
it's my favorite. No, it's my favorite animal. A bat. Come back as a bat.
Well, you'd have sonar
Nasty.
then, Bill. You'd be able to have sonar.
I love bats. Bats are some of the, believe it or not, bats are some of the cleanest animals in the world.
You like Batman?
That's a different subject.
Are you into that comic book stuff or anything, Bill?
No, I don't. I never got into it that much. No, not really, not me.
What about you, Shannon? Are you into comics?
Oh, yeah, I'm into comics. But I'm not as caught up on my comic movies as you are. We've already had this discussion.
I love DC films and Marvel films. I love them.
I'm going to go back to topic.
All right.
I can sit here and talk with Donald about comic book movies.
Yeah, let's not get into Thor or Superman, because I'm really mad right now about Superman.
Stop while you're ahead.
Well, okay, so let's talk about this. Shannon, what's your belief on dark energy in the paranormal world?
I believe it's out there. I mean, I don't...
What is dark energy, Bill?
It's
a negative spirit.
It's kind of like a paranormal phenomenon. It's kind of it's almost hypothetical. A concept of such a dark energy or dark matter.
Matter, yes.
Yeah,
I know what you mean by dark matter.
Unlike a paranormal phenomenon, they're hypothetical concepts, more or less, that are based on kind of observations and experimental data gained through scientific stuff. So, is dark matter and dark energy actually there? It's energy that's got to be there, but is dark energy there that is dark, as in the way we use dark as being evil?
Right, as in dark energy that's kind of like
the Sally
non-human,
House.
like non-human.
Yeah,
rather than just a pissed off spirit.
Yeah.
So that would be demon, right? Demons.
It's close to it's probably the closest thing that we can get to the demonic side of things. Is a ghost a manifestation of a spirit or a soul from a person? I'm going to say yeah. Is it dark energy and evil? I think it's how they lived their life before they passed away. If they were evil and they passed away and they're still stuck here and they are, a manifestation of a ghost or a spirit. I'm sorry, a manifestation of a spirit or someone's soul, and they were evil there, or when they were alive, are they going to be that way when they're dead? I'm going to say yeah.
Somebody Stalin or Hitler, then.
Well, not even.
Well,
I'm not even going to go that far, but
non-human.
They're almost like we have in the Edinburgh Manor. There's a gentleman that lives in the basement. They call him the Joker because he likes to play tricks on people. One of the things he loves to do is touch, feel, and grope women. He does.
So he's a perverted ghost.
Very much so.
I think there's one of those at almost every location I've been to.
Well, and was that who it was? Was that how he was before he passed away? Don't know, because we can't find enough information about who this guy is supposed to be to know who it was that passed away. Now, that was the guy who, we were talking earlier, Donald, you asked, have you seen anything? Yeah, that's the guy who scared the crap out of me 2 months ago up there, because I saw him. He was standing right there in front of my face. That's a really tall guy,
though, for him to be taller than you.
Oh, he was huge. I'm shaking. I'm actually.
What is an elemental, you guys?
An elemental is basically something that's never been human. Like at the Randolph County Asylum, we have 3 what we call as crawlers. And when you actually see one, and we've had guests see them, but they can actually crawl along the wall. But all you can see of it when you normally see it is just the upper body, torso, and arms and head. But it's just a dark mass. You can't actually see detail and whatnot. But they have never actually been human.
So you guys you and Bill can actually tell the difference between elementals and all this and that. I mean, you guys know that stuff, right?
Well, I mean, it's for the most part a medium, a psychic medium could tell you more on that level than I could.
That Barry guy that used to hunt with taps, we was just talking about him the other day, Shannon.
Barry Fitzgerald.
Yes, he talks about elementals a lot. And what kind of camera was we talking about? He used a lot, Shannon, the other day.
It's just a full spectrum camera. UV. He uses a lot of UV lighting.
Yep.
Bill.
Yep.
Do you use that, Bill? Do you use that full spectrum cameras?
Oh yeah. I love my cameras.
So what do they do, Bill? Will you explain to everybody what a full spectrum camera does?
Oh wow.
What doesn't it do?
Yeah.
Is that a hard question? I mean,
no. Kind of. Go for it, Shannon, because my brain's locked up right now. I'm too sober to talk about that. So.
Well, I mean, the main thing with a full spectrum camera is it's night vision. So, I mean, you could take a GoPro Hero camera and actually convert it to be full spectrum just by replacing the lens and making it night vision.
But doesn't it do more than just night vision? They say full spectrum. I mean, doesn't it mean every lighting situation there is? There's different spectrums of light. You know that, right?
Well, yeah, if you used a night vision camera during the day, it's obviously a lot brighter. And then if you use it at night, it almost has a purple glow. So it's different types of lighting, yes, but it's just all one lens. It's just the lighting in the room.
And we've actually caught things on the full spectrum cameras during the day that we've never seen at night.
Wait a minute now. You can catch things on full spectrum cameras that you can't catch on just a regular camera then.
Well, yeah. I can't use just a regular GoPro Hero 3 in a pitch black room and expect to catch something. Granted, I got lucky and I do have video evidence of a face apparition, yes, with just a regular GoPro camera in a pitch black room, but there's no telling that if I were to use a full spectrum GoPro camera mounted to my head that I would have caught the same exact thing.
I'm just trying to ask some questions here. I'm curious, you guys. I'm just curious.
Okay, so here's my question. Have either of you guys heard of, I guess they call it table tipping?
Yeah, no. Tyler, I do now because of a conference call, remember?
Yeah, okay, so this is what happened last weekend.
So you guys actually tried it.
Well, I just, out of the blue, I had a group of people down in what they call the storm shelter up there for tornado shelter, and there was an old table there, and I had a couple guys help me move it, and it was heavy. And there was a group of ladies there that they were two aunts and two nieces. They all decided to come together. So I had them all gather around the table and just sit at the table, and I had everybody else in the room, because there's 10 other people, had them circle the table, and I said, okay, everybody just take a deep breath, get as quiet as possible, and just focus every bit of your energy to the center of that table. Just as I said, the only way I could say it is project your energy to that table. Now everybody take a deep breath. And now, ladies, I want you to put your hands flat on the table and just relax and just push all your energy as much as you could to that table. And every one of them were sitting there, and they all jumped back and jerked their hands back, which is really stupid because I just did it in midair, like you guys could see what the hell I just did.
Right.
They jumped back, and I looked and I go, what happened? They said that table moved. They said it just shook. And I said, well, we couldn't see it shake. They were all 100% guaranteed that table shook. Now, I've never done that before. The first time I'd ever heard of table tipping was that same conversation that I was on with, that phone
conference call, yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to give it a shot. What else do we have to, but it happened, and everybody else in the room was like, you move the table. I was 5 feet back from the table. I was part of the circle and just trying to talk them through it. And they said it moved their hand. One lady said it felt like at one point she wasn't able to lift her hands off the table. Her hands were stuck to the table. She thought it was the freakiest thing in the world.
Donald, table tipping is like another. It's what it is it's kind of like a human Ouija board.
So you're focusing your energy onto that table, right, Bill?
Yes.
Well, yes, pretty much. But you're using your bodies rather than like a Ouija board where you're using the planchette. You know what I mean?
When Bill said table tipping, I thought back when I was in my 20s getting drunk and standing up and tipping the table over, but thanks for telling me what table tipping is. And I've got another question for you guys, Bill and Shannon. Well, you guys ever ghost hunting? Do you guys ever, stop in the middle of the night? Have you ever done, a seance during the ghost hunts?
Guys, hang on. We have a phone call.
All right, bring him in.
I'm scared.
It could be Billy Bob.
Well, it's not even coming on.
Is anybody there?
Yeah.
Hello.
Thanks for calling Talk Live Paranormal. Can you state your name and where you're calling from, please? Hello? Oh, they hung up.
Oh, no.
Might have been a ghost.
Now, what was your question again, Donald?
I want to know, when you and Shannon, or both of you, it's for both of you guys, have you guys ever went ghost hunting in any location and ever done a seance? Do you guys believe in doing seances?
Oh, yeah. We do them all the time with the boss man.
I have actually never done one.
You haven't done one?
Nope. Not yet. I haven't been... Donald, you got to realize most of my time spent, I'm running around. Shannon will hopefully back me up on that. I move a lot. Trying to make sure everybody's taken care of, but I have never actually sat down and been part of an actual seance.
So you have, Shannon?
Yeah, I've been in a couple with my boss.
Have you ever experienced anything during a seance?
I haven't personally, no, but people in the group, in the circle have.
So why is it that Ouija boards have got a bad rap? Why is it that nobody likes Ouija boards?
Because... like the movie. You can't go off the movie if you've ever seen a Ouija or Ouija.
No, but can you believe everything Hollywood tells you?
No, you can't. But you can't believe an eighth of what Hollywood tells you.
Wow. Let's talk about Ouija boards, you guys. Let's talk about it just for a few minutes. You got 10 minutes left.
Ouija boards it's all intent. When you sit down to use a Ouija board, it's all intent. What you are trying to communicate with is what you're going to get coming through the board. If you are trying to be, same thing with provoking. If you want to provoke a Ouija board, you're going to get something negative through that Ouija board. If you sit down with, say, a good friend and you're trying to communicate with a past loved one, then the chances are you're going to get somebody like that coming through rather than the negative part.
Shannon, if I ever did it, say me and Bill ever did a Ouija board session, it wouldn't be proved to me because in the back of my head I would always be thinking it was Bill pushing that little
Well,
thing.
That's why you have to sit down with somebody like me who is not going to move the planchette.
I'm
I
not
can
saying
sit there
Bill
for
would do
45
that.
minutes.
No, but
Bill wouldn't, but you could get somebody that would.
Here's the thing. The Ouija board has gotten such a bad name because of Hollywood. Ouija boards are... How do I say this?
It's like the original communication device.
If you realize that Ouija board was pretty much brought out to the general public by Hasbro. By Hasbro.
Milton Bradley made it too.
Yeah, they were. I mean, Ouija was a trademark of Hasbro, and they brought it out, and they people warn against it. Then they say that by using them, you can be demonically possessed through them. It's kind of look, if people look back at the history of a Ouija board and what it was actually started for and what it was actually used for in the beginning, in the original, by people that know what the hell they're doing, a Ouija board back then is not what they're used for today. Everything now is a Ouija board is going to bring forth the demonic spirits, and we're going to be able to talk to them, and we're going to be able to talk to all these ghosts and everything. It's not what it was meant for in the original when it was first used. They were used to pretty much get a Ouija board was pretty much a yes and no answer. It's kind of like a crystal.
Right.
Well, Bill, if I ever did use a Ouija board, I think I would rather sit there by myself, and if that sucker started moving around, I know it wasn't me.
Well, hopefully you have enough energy in your body to sit there by yourself and have something come through you and use your energy to move it, because that's how it works.
Oh, it uses my energy, okay.
It uses your energy. And people that truly, honestly use Ouija boards for what they're meant for, they spend so much time meditating to learn how to use the energy in their body and just, go into a meditative state before they use, from what I understand, they go into that state and to use the board to project their energy out. I look at Ouija boards as now is almost they're kind of a for lack of better terms, a joke, because Hollywood has given them such a wrong name.
I had to ask, though, Bill. I just wanted to ask you guys a question,
No, you're good. You're good.
And you mentioned crystal ball. I mean, do they really still use crystal balls, these gypsies and stuff?
Not really crystal ball. You'll see some people that'll use a crystal hanging on a pendulum. And and which is technically another form of a Ouija board. To get a response. Now there's a couple videos on YouTube that talk about I can't remember the name of the scientific reason why that people are able to move the crystals in certain ways, but I've seen some people use the crystals and where they're not even touching them. They have their board set up to where they have the yes and no plane on the board, and they're not even touching. They're touching the board. The crystal's hanging on a stand, and that crystal just starts dancing. There's nobody. They're not even touching it. I can't. That's
a lot of evidence out there, Bill. There is a lot of evidence out there.
And now we go back to we're right back to the very beginning. Paranormal. What is it? It's unexplained phenomenons that happen that there's no truly one answer. I think with paranormal experiences.
Is witchcraft still being practiced today in this country, you guys?
I wouldn't doubt that one bit.
Head down to Louisiana. How many Wicca do you
go to New Orleans?
Yeah. Do you know what Wiccan is? Wiccan is a religion.
I've heard of that. It's a good witch thing, though, ain't it?
Well, there's two. Now we're going to go to the Force. There's a dark side. There's a good side and a bad side, from what I understand.
I'm your father,
Wiccan. There's so many different pieces to it. There's so many different aspects. And what is it? It's a lot of times it's back to people. I saw this on TV. I saw it on TV. Witches are evil. Witches are bad. Are they?
Wizard of Oz, remember?
Yeah,
Hollywood.
There was a good witch and a bad witch. Now we got the dark side and the light side.
That's like watching Hansel and Gretel.
Oh, you guys, Bill, Shannon, remember back? I think it was during America in our history, the Salem witch trials. You guys remember that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or read about it. I mean, you don't remember it.
Well, yeah, it wasn't there. So the Salem witch trials, that was exactly what it was a witch hunt half the time. If you read back on some of them, a lot of times it was started, I called Shannon a witch. Well, she's a witch. Can you prove it? She did this and this. Well, all you got to do is convince people sometimes that someone's a witch. And back then,
killed a lot of innocent people, Bill.
Oh yeah, they did. They killed off a lot of innocent people.
Well, they do that every day, whether they're a witch or not.
That's true. That's true.
If somebody like you, Bill, and Shannon lived back in those days and lived around that area, the stuff you guys do and talk about, they would probably consider you guys witches, wouldn't they? Talking about hunting ghosts and stuff.
Oh man, we
probably would have been burned at the stake
twice.
Those Puritans, they were really tough on people back in those days.
There's people nowadays that still frown upon what we do. They think we're evil.
Oh yeah,
we're doing what we do.
We get people that come to some of the ghost hunts that come there just to pretty much tell us that
Give
we're
us
wrong.
shit.
Yeah, you can't do this. What am I doing? I'm sitting still in a dark room trying to record something. Well, it's evil. You're what you're doing is wrong and evil. And I've had several people that have, you don't believe in God. You don't believe, come on. If you're people, it's the paranormal. It's unexplained. We do this because we love it. We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't love it. Most of the times, though, like with our group, we don't get paid to do it. We go out and we just do it.
Bill, it's growing. There's a lot of people that like doing what you do, and they're very interested in what you and Shannon do.
Well, there's a lot of people out there that are not only just interested, but there's a lot of people, I believe, that have abilities, but have been so quiet about it their whole life because they didn't want people to think they were different.
Or crazy.
Not just crazy, but that person's different. We don't want to. You have to fill in. You have to be the norm. You have to be one of the normal people. What is normal?
That's the problem with kids these days. They're not. They're all. Every kid growing up should have the right to be whatever they want to be, and they can't be themselves because they've got these groups, different groups of kids in every school. I mean, my daughter went through it, where you either stick out or you don't, and then the ones that do bully the ones that aren't sticking out, and it just gives them a complex.
I was one of the ones that stuck out, but I was also one of the ones that was a bully too, because I was different. I wasn't going to let anybody say, hey, you have to fit in. I'm not going to fit in. I don't care what you guys want to do. Do what you want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. It's my life. Let me live it.
Bill, you want to end it? We got about 20 seconds, buddy.
Hey, thank you for being on here, Donald. It's been great. We love having you on here all the time. I want to thank everybody that's listening. Throw another shout out to Ghost Hunts USA. Go out there and check out what we do. If you want to be with us, come on, party with us. We have a great time.
Come hang with us.
Oh yeah, we have a blast. Thank you to all our listeners. Thanks for the show, putting us on here. And then I guess we'll see you guys again, or listen. You'll hear us again in a week. We'll have
next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday we'll be on here.
All right, guys. Thank you.